Hey guys, Kevin here. What I'd like to do in this video is show you these wireless headphones called the Zealot B19, but you know, it's been sold under many different names. In the UK, it's sold by a company called Ivotor. Very poor name for a company. And in America, so in the UK it's been sold by Ivotor for about £22.99 at the moment. And in the USA it's going for $29.99. And one of the main companies selling it is Desx. Who comes up with these names? Really, they should really think about the name of the company before start promoting. Okay, so it's sold under many different names. You can get it in lots of different colours as well. But for $30, £22 in the UK, it's actually got quite a lot of cool features. These earphones fold. They can accept a micro SD card and all the variations of it. It's got an LCD screen at the side, and it's actually got a radio in there as well. So that's pretty cool, you know. The reviews seem quite positive. Let's see what's here. This thing's just fell off. Okay. Okay, we've got a lot of little things here. Here we go. There's the gold and black, I believe. I've got the black ones. Manual actually seems pretty decent. English on one side, Chinese on the other. Seems okay. We've got, I don't know what this is. Something else. It's okay. I'm not Chinese, so I don't know what that is. That's it. Okay, we've got a USB charging cable there. It's pretty standard. And we've got the headphones, which are all wrapped up. So get these bags off. And there they are there. They do fold up quite nicely. Don't want to pull. I'm always scared, you know, you always see people when they're reviewing headphones doing that test where they bend them, but I'm just waiting for me to do that and it just snaps, so I'm always kind of cautious of doing that. So, seems like, you know, they go all the way up there. Okay, seems fairly big. Okay, so mine's are black, but they're kind of black and silver, I suppose, aren't they? Silver at the side here. I'll bring them in a little bit here. So you can see the branding here. Which side is which? I don't know if it's got it left or right, does it? Don't think it matters. It's got the Zealot branding here, and there's a. It looks like a dial, but I don't think you can move it. It's just there for decoration. The other side we've got a call button, so clearly it can answer calls. I didn't see that in the back actually. They did have a mic, but it looks like it does. Okay, you've got an off-on switch. You've got play pause, and then you've got what appears to be skipping tracks and controlling volume. You've got the charging point there, and you've got a 3.5mm headphone jack. Doesn't appear to be any headphone 3.5 connection cable in. That's a shame. I think that should have been included. Okay, so switch this on, see what's going to happen. So, got a little bit of battery. You can see that. And is it upside down? I don't know what's going on here. So, first impressions are, yeah, I mean, feel okay. I'll need to try these cushions on. The cushions feel quite kind of spongy, feel okay. I don't know, I guess I'm a little bit concerned they're going to be a little bit too small. That's always my concern with headphones. The build quality seems pretty good. For adjusting it here, it seems a little bit stiff, but it's okay. Seems to be a little bit of padding around here, not too much, but you know, seems okay. Not much to them really. Apart from the branding here, everything seems to be controlled on this side, and you know, there's a lot of buttons here: the power off, volume, play, pause, etc. And it's pretty unique that it's got this LCD screen. That's not something you see a lot. Okay guys, so What I'm going to do is connect it up to my phone, listen to some music, play around with it for a while. I might, try and put some music in through the SD card, see if that works as well, and just play around with it, and I'll give you my overall thoughts on it. So guys, I've been using the headphones now for around 30 minutes, playing around with it. I just made a call to my mum, just talking to her briefly, and I was asking her, how it sounded, because it was connected to my phone. And she said it sounded okay, but I can't really comment on it really, unless I'm at the other end and I can hear what the quality is like. She said it sounded okay though, so it does sound like the microphone does work okay. Okay, there's kind of mixed bag. I'll get the big negative for me anyway out of the way, and then for me, I think there's a lot of positives as well. The big negative, I don't know, it just feels like, these are on-ear earphones, but it feels quite heavy on the ears. It feels like these would be quite uncomfortable for long periods of time. I realise this kind of thing is quite subjective. I realise that, lots of people say headphones are great and other people say, oh, they're too small, they're too big, etc. I just feel like they feel that, I don't know, they feel quite heavy on the ear. And that's kind of a problem that I've got with these ones, because these are over ear, but they're quite tight in the ears. So I've ordered larger ear cushions for it to address that problem. But this, it just feels a little bit heavy. Okay, I'll just read out the specifications. I believe it is about, oh, there it's here. Okay, so it is 212 grams apparently. So they're not, as far as headphones go, they're not, the heaviest, but I don't know, just the way that they sit in the ear, it feels a little bit heavy. That is one of the major drawbacks for me, but there's a lot of positives as well. Audio quality is actually really, really good. I'm quite impressed. I'm not someone who's really good at talking about, the lows of this and the treble and the bass and things like that, but it seems rich enough. The bass seems good. It's quite loud, and it certainly is more, it's better than what I thought I would get at this price range. You really do have to remember these, $30, £22 in the UK, very, very cheap pair of headphones, and for the price, the audio quality is very, very good. I know that's something it's very hard to show in a video, but they are actually very, very good. What I like to do, briefly, I'm going to switch off these headphones, switch them over, sorry, and just so that I can show you in the camera and talk about some of the things that I've figured out. So I'll do that just now. And I'm being told by a Chinese lady that the Bluetooth device is disconnected. Okay, right, so I'll get this camera on for you guys, and hopefully you guys can see what I see. Okay, right, so these are the headphones. You've just seen them in the unboxing, and everything is controlled through this side here. I did notice that, I'll probably need to check that again, but I did notice that when I was using these with my smartphone, I turned it off and it was still playing. Now, that's something I'll check just now, just to verify. Now, connecting through Bluetooth is very easy. I turned it on, I searched for B19, and it connected right away. There was no problems in that regard. And it's connecting to my phone again. The other thing as well, I put some music on an SD card, and as soon as I put it on, if it shows you, I'll switch on. Now obviously I'm going to try and control this whilst listening through this, so let me put the volume up high. When I was when I put in the SD card, I was listening to music and it automatically switched to the SD card and started playing. So you see. And now it's switched to the radio, and I don't know how I did that. Oh, it's the mode button. I think you hold the M to change the mode. So then it's changed to Bluetooth. And yeah, so now as far as using an SD card in this, It is not the most user friendly. It's, you know, it's not as good as using it with your phone, where you've got, you know, 100 albums, Spotify, Amazon Music, that kind of thing. But if you're at the gym and you've got a pair of these, then I like the idea of just taking the phone out of the equation. You know, you could just put these on and you could put the SD card on the top, and if you know, just put a couple of albums on, and this would work really well. It would work really, really well. I was quite impressed by it. You know, I just put a few albums on it, and you can see it's there. Now, we'll try. Oh, it's been. I'll try and skip. As you can see there, it's saying card, so it's showing you that the card is connected. And it's now actually, I thought it's playing it was Jay-Z, I think. Now I'm going to switch over and I'll play Bluetooth. Hopefully that will change the mode. Right, so there you can see like FM, Bluetooth, and card. So you just kind of hold in the play pause button. Sometimes it's a little bit fidgety, I found, you know, when you're going through the different modes. So let's get the card. But obviously if you've got the card in, you take it out, you know, the card will stop being able to play, and it switches to the radio. Now the radio, bizarrely, like if the instructions are okay, got the instructions here, it shows you how to use the play pause button and all that. But there's nothing about the radio on this. It's a little bit bizarre. There's no radio mentioned in the manual. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not covered. But the radio does work, and it actually works quite well. I was listening to the radio and there was no interference. There was nothing. The only thing it seems to be a bit of a pain, or maybe I've just not figured it out yet, is actually searching it. When I was searching through the tracks, there you go. It would get to a station, play for a second, then keep fast forwarding, but I think I've just not found out how you stop it properly yet. You can see it's skipping through all the different programs. Now, see how it found something there, but it kept going on. But I think that's because I've not... yeah, I found it. I don't know. I've not figured out the radio thing yet, if I'm honest. As far as stopping it, it seems to be that it keeps going on and keeps going on, but I don't know if I've maybe just not done it right. There's nothing in the instructions to show you how you do this. This is why I'm kind of doing this blind. I think if I spent a little bit more time, I'd figure it out. But you can see there, like there's the radio, 89.9, and it's playing it, and that's as good as a signal as I get in my car. Yeah, it seems. Yeah, it seems okay. I mean, it's a little bit of a, you know, if you don't have an SD card or you're sick of the albums on your SD card, maybe you'd want to switch to the radio. The pause button. Now, if I switch to Bluetooth, the call button really works if you're on a call, I think. But if I was pushing it, I think it. I'll just put it there and you can see how this responds. Now, hopefully it'll connect. Don't know why it's reconnecting. I thought it was connected. Right. Put it off. See if it reconnects. It's a little bit strange out. Oh, there we go. So, if you look at my phone there, if you can see when I'm pushing the buttons, you'll see that the play pause is going up and down, and if I hold it in, you know, the volume's going up and down. Oh, it's not showing on my phone, but it is. And I'll skip tracks. You can see the tracks skipping there. The buttons are quite clicky, but they do work. So and that switched off. Earlier on, I don't know what, it was maybe, I don't know what it was. I don't know if that's because I had the headphone jack not plugged in. Let me try that. So, yeah, that's why it happened earlier on. Okay, that's quick. That's good to know. So, what I was doing there was verifying. I just quickly plugged them in, as you saw, into my audio interface, and when it's powered off, you can just use them as normal headphones. So that's pretty cool. There's no power, just plugged in using a 3.5mm cable, and yeah, it worked okay there. So that was pretty cool. I can see a lot of positives for this. I can see a lot of reasons why somebody would buy this. I don't know. I just feel that the way that the headphones, I don't know if they're just kind of curled in too much here. You know, they're kind of curled in, and I feel that, you know, when they're on my ear here, it just feels a little bit kind of tight. Now, I mean, these are tight, but these are over ear. These ones just kind of sit on tight. I've used on-ear ones before, and they sit just really lightly on your head. I don't know if it's just the way these are, you know, perhaps because they're folding. For my head anyway, maybe I've got a obscure, bizarre shaped head, but it does feel like the way that these are curled in, it just seems a little bit heavy, kind of a little bit too much pressure on my ears. But audio quality I think is quite good. The price is very, very good. It's a shame they don't include, you know, a little bag, a little pouch, or a 3.5mm cable, but, you know, for the price, it's really hard to complain too much. Yeah, I mean, as far as features go, though, this thing is action-packed. I mean, this can take an SD card. It's got a radio built in, and I mean, it's worth pointing out as well, you know, the fact that it's got a 3.5mm headphone jack is tremendous, because it means, it really does mean if it runs out of battery, you can keep using it. And apparently, battery is 8 hours. Whether that's the case or not, I don't know. You really need to use something like this for a few months to see how long the batteries will go. But traditionally, this is an element where, or a feature rather, that companies would start cutting. They would start cutting corners. You know, if they're going to keep, you know, costs down, if they're going to keep costs down, then they're not going to use the best components. And normally, battery is one of the areas where they can scrimp. So maybe, you know, compared to an expensive pair, you won't get the same amount of battery life, or maybe after a year, you know, they don't work as well. But, you know, it's hard to complain. You're really comparing, you know, $30 set of headphones compared to, you know, headphones that are cost hundreds of dollars or hundreds of pounds, that kind of thing. It's hard to really, it's not fair to compare them. Okay, so to summarise, I think this is a little bit heavy in the head, but I think audio quality is very, very good. The folding mechanism feels good, and it looks like it's going to, you know, stand over time. This little clasp here looks strong. There's nothing there to suggest that this is going to break over time. That looks pretty good. You know, obviously if you stand on them or something, they'll break, but, you know, that seems pretty strong there. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a weak point there. And despite that, you know, the cushions being quite hard on the ears, the cushions feel okay. I don't think they're replaceable. I don't think so. I'm not sure. As far as features go, like working the radio seems a little bit of a pain, but maybe just because I've not figured it out yet. Skipping tracks and, you know, changing volume, etc. The buttons are clicky. It's not something, I mean, maybe when you've used them a while, then after a while you'll know where the buttons are, and you can quickly change volume and change track. But at the moment, if I was taking these down to the gym tomorrow, for example, I'd probably take the headphones off and then, you know, control it and then put it back on. Bit of a silly logo. I don't see the point of this thing because it doesn't spin, but it's just branding. Yeah, that's all there is to it. So this has been the Zealot B19 headphones. If you're on the lookout for an affordable full wireless headphones which can be folded and which have got a radio as well, if anyone's still listening to the radio a lot, then maybe this is right up the street. I think this is quite good for maybe around the house with it's wireless connected to your phone. It can take calls, but there's a lot to love. You know, the fact that you can connect an SD card means that you don't even need your phone. You can just go down to the gym or go out walking and you can listen to music and you don't need anything else. So that is pretty cool. And yeah, apart from it, and you know, as I keep saying, you know, I think that as far as the pressure on the head, other people might disagree, but I feel they're a little bit kind of harsh on the ears. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll leave some links so that you can check the specifications and all that. I don't want to bore you with too much with the specifications. You've got them all there. As far as the frequency response and things, that's 10 meter range. Apparently it has what do you call it, noise cancellation, acoustic echo cancellation, all that, but I had nothing to suggest that was the case, if I'm honest. But yeah, for the price, decent pair of headphones. Not the best at the market, but it's hard to grumble when you're only paying that kind of money. And they are wireless, so there's that as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Please do check the links below if you want to find out more about where to buy these headphones. And until next time, thanks for watching.